Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. In this opportunity, I would like to present my paper with the title "The Briefing Program of Digital Literacy Already Teaching Material Development for Prospective Visit Teacher Students in the MBKM Asistensi Mengajar Program" by Rahmawati, Agustan Samsudin, and Nurlina from Universitas Muhammadiyah Makassar. Introduction. In this section, I would like to explain about 6 components. And the first about teacher's competency. Teacher competency, the result of the teacher competency test that have been carried out since 2015 show that the pedagogical competence of teacher is low and place the educational institution in education personnel or LPTK as the institution most responsible for the problem on the low competence of teacher. The second implication of previous study show that this finding indicate the professional development of teachers still need to be improved. And the next, the third stage of how to improve teachers' competency. That is to increase the professional resistance of teachers. The implementation of teacher education must be able to adapt through intellectual, intercultures, intersection, and several aspects of learning, including the acquisition of theoretical knowledge according to the background and experience as well as technological development in the learning. The next, the teaching about teaching and digital literacy. The existence of information and communication technology currently has implication for the abundance of the data information that can be obtained or can be destroyed. With the truth of the data information, students need to have a digital literacy skill, namely the ability of the person to research, search, select, and evaluate the information obtained through digital device or internet. The next about asistensi mengajar MBKM program, the teaching asistensi or asistensi mengajar program implemented by the Basic Education Study program at the University of Muhammadiyah Makassar is carried out by recognizes as many as 6 subjects to be converted into the equivalent of minimum of 20 credits. So the focus of this paper is how to this paper explain or discuss the design of the PC teacher candidate briefing program through lecture activities in integrated course in the appropriate asistensi mengajar MBKM program. And about this research method there are 5 points. The 1 point about research design, the second participant, the third data collection technique, the fourth research instrument, and the data analysis technique. Research method. The research method in this my paper use a framework of this research usage of stage of development and research design basis for DBR, the briefing program. And then this research is based on research and development. The design of this briefing program was adapted from the briefing model development by K. Hamdu and W. Sopandi, 2018. And the next, the stage of the briefing development consists of analyzing real needs, designing program development, testing the program, and reflecting the development program. So the implementation stage of the briefing program of learning materials is the 4 sections, and section 1 and 2 is about the briefing stage face-to-face. We do face-to-face to our subject in this paper is about my students in physics education as a sample of subject of program asistensi mengajar MBKN. The first stage is initial assessment, and then understanding to designing and workshop, and the next review or reflection of design result, group discussion and presentation, and the end of the stage of section 1 and 2 is the performance. The next, the briefing stage in about the section 3 is about field implementation. Is the next of the stage about field implementation for the briefing product, context-based learning aids and its assessment, or at the class or school as the result of the briefing. The next, the briefing stage about reflection section 4. Reflection is about field debriefing and implementation activities in the field. Okay, and then we use a participant in this research. The number of participants in this briefing program is 16 students. They were student assistants mengajar Merdeka Belajar Kampus Merdeka program. Technique of data analysis. This research instrument, the instrument of this research? We use a questionnaire sheet and observation sheet. The analysis technique of this research use descriptive quantitative analysis. Result and discussion. There are some points we find result of our research. And the first, this briefing model is carried out without conducting tests for the beginning and then the end of the program, with the assumption that since the beginning of the study, the result of previous research has become a basis for developing the briefing program. Or the previously and the first stage of my research. And the second, the activity of the briefing program for development of basic learning assessment begins with the delivery of the number of natural prospective PCT students. And then the next, the material present include the theory and process evaluation and learning outcomes of physics and non-test instruments. Stage of development learning assessment instrument, variety of test and non-test instrument, design of test and non-test instrument. The final stage is the activity of presenting the assessment instrument product, which is development based on the learning competencies that have been prepared. The third is to show clarity in the choice for words and sentences in the good and systematic manner in general. Overall, the learning assessment instrument development by the student who attended the briefing use appropriate operational verbs with the language structure that was easy to understand for students. The arrangement of the word and the sentence use is written systematically so that it's quite clear what is the meaning of the statement in the learning assessment instrument. And the fourth, shows the stage of student is obtaining a concept. This sentence the meaning of this sentence is that the assessment instrument development helps students in solve problem inquiry according to student problem in everyday life, showing various dimensions of knowledge and a cognitive level based on indicators and learning objectives. Furthermore, the assessment instrument that has been prepared show the existence of interdisciplinary sense and systematical in the assessment instrument. The next, demonstrate context-based characteristic in the development of authentic tasks of the test of the instrument assessment in classroom. This is explained that the development of tasks in the assessment instrument shows the relevance of condition in the real world by providing appropriate examples. But the learning activity contained in the assessment instrument, it does not show investigation through experimental activities by expanding the concept associated with the real world. This course has an impact on the lack of clarity in concept training that can link context and content. Furthermore, the participants paid enough attention to the content of teaching material context in the curriculum and implementation plans of authentic learning. The next point will show the authenticity of the assessment described in the assessment instrument. In the development of assessment instrument by students, there are a number of tasks that allow and are open the alternative answers, but do not cover complex tasks that must be investigated and done by students in a certain period because according to the level of complexity of the task given. In addition, giving assignment in the assessment instrument can provide opportunity for the student to be able to collaborate. It's just that they are not directed production of work according that with the development of the material. Furthermore, student assignment activities in the development assessment instrument provide opportunities for students to carry out a number of activities such as a thinking process, performance, and scientific attitudes. Conclusion. We conclude that our research is 2 points. The first, the program of providing assessment instrument in physics learning is very much needed by students as prospective physics teachers because they can provide an understanding of the concept of developing learning tools, especially in developing assessment instrument. And the second, from the data of result of filling out questionnaire filled out by students after the briefing, there are information in the form of student interest in participating in the briefing activity again in order to support their professionalism as a teacher candidate in the form of training. Thank you very much. Wassalam.